Hey, what's up, film fans? Last week I reviewed Now You See Me, and now we're taking a look at the sequel, Now You See Me 2, starring almost the same cast with a couple of additions and one replacement. Was it good as the first movie, or not as good, better, or worse? Before I get into that, if you're here for the first time or you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the show so you can stay up to date on all the reviews. So, at the end of the first movie, we learned that the fifth horseman and the one behind it all was Agent Dylan Rhodes, or more exactly, Dylan Shrike, the son of the magician Lionel Shrike that died in the failed safe escape to show up the debunker Thaddeus Bradley. And then in the memory of this is where the movie opens. We also find that Henley, who was played by Isla Fisher, has left the team, and the Eye has replaced her with Lula, played by Lizzie Kaplan. And we see a one-sided power struggle as Danny feels that he should be the leader and not Dylan. In this episode, the team is hired to expose a corrupt computer magnate as his company is releasing a new smartphone. But the people who hired them turn the tables and expose them and reveal that they faked Jack's death and that Dylan, who is still an FBI agent, is the fifth horseman. As they attempt to escape, the main four are kidnapped by the person behind this, as Dylan has to get away from the FBI. And the team is forced to steal a computer card so that can hack into any computer system in the world. And who is behind this scheme? None other than a no magic wielding Harry Potter. A man named Walter Mabry, played by Daniel Radcliffe. He was Owen's partner who faked his own death a year before and has been running the city of Macau. His plan is to destroy the Horsemen to get revenge for his father, Arthur Tressler, Michael Caine from the first movie. We are also introduced to another new character and family member of one of the Horsemen, Chase McKinney, the twin brother of Merritt, who has the same skills as Merritt. Chase's main purpose serves as a plot device more than anything else, but it gives us a look at the background of Merritt. Magic in this movie isn't as spectacular as the first one, but it's still pretty good. In the scene where they steal the computer card, they attach it to a playing card and pass it between themselves as they are checked by security. And to me, this reminds me of Gambit from the X-Men. Gambit was always my favorite of the X-Men. And the way that they were just passing the card around, flipping it to each other behind the backs of the security guards, to me, that was awesome. And probably one of the best scenes in the whole movie. And when they plan their big night, building up to the finale to their plan, they say that all the small shows that they perform around the world will build to one big show, and it will all make sense in the end. Jack performs a life-size version of three-card Monty. Lula works on making things fly, and Danny controls the weather. But when it comes time for Merritt to do his bit, his brother confronts him and figures out the next part, which expedites their plans as they intend to regroup, but they are recaptured by Mabry's men. At the end, we see a little bit more of the Eye, which is becoming a bigger part of the story as we go along. And we have already heard that they will have a Now You See Me 3. Will the Eye be more of a focal point as we move into this next movie? And my question is, since they have said that Lionel Shrike's body was never found after the safe accident, will we find out that he is alive and at the center of the Eye? We'll see. Altogether, the movie was enjoyable. But it didn't have the same magic that the first movie had. Lizzie Kaplan was a good addition to the cast. She jumped into an established cast and fit into the team very nicely instead of stepping into exactly where Isla Fisher was, as she was brought in as the newcomer to the group and as a love interest for Jack instead of Danny. The cast was great, and they all had a great chemistry that came across on the screen. This is seen most in the relationship between Harrelson and Franco, as their characters are teaching each other their particular craft and competing over which one is the better teacher. And also in the rivalry and the coming back together of Danny and Dylan. Even in the father-son relationship between Arthur and Walter. Now, should you watch it? If you're a fan of heist movies, yes. If you're a fan of the first Now You See Me movie, maybe. It's really up to your tastes. I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. But I just didn't like it as much as the first one. But that's just my opinion. Thanks for joining me. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the show and hit that like button. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so you'll know when the next review is posted. And if you have a suggestion for a film for me to review, leave that in the comments so I can add it to the list, because I want to know what you want to watch. And if you've seen the movie, let us know what you thought in the comments as well. And as always, take care of yourselves, be good to the ones you love, and I'll catch you later.